Happy Valentine's Day. On today's talk show, we are going to be joined by special guests, Bruce and Daciena Collins. They're going to help us celebrate our February month of love and Black history. Today's word of the day is evolving.
Welcome to Ruben and Ivy's Journey in the Making. I'm Ruben Gibson.
And I'm Ivory Gibson. So Bruce and Daciena, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Hey,
well.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Right.
Good. No, thank you so much. So we're so excited. You mentioned that your word of the day was evolving. So let's talk about that. Let's dive in. Why did you all pick evolving as the word of the day for today?
Evolving. You want to start, babe?
Your word.
Okay. I'll start. So throughout our marriage, just like most relationships, you're getting to know one another, you're getting to know each other. And we had a unique situation where we are a blended family. So we have 5 children together, and as our relationship continues to grow and evolve, and we get to learn the ins and outs of each other's personality and on that day-to-day grind, that is key. That's an important piece of our marriage, is to continue to evolve and not get stagnant.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that. Just talking about, first of all, family. When you have a family, you know, it can get tough. You try to manage a family, your marriage, your career. So, you know, sometimes you have to sit back and make sure that you are on the track that you plan to be on, right? So that's awesome. Man, 5 children. You all are busy, aren't you? I think most of them are grown now, though, right?
Yeah, we've got 4 grown children and 1 teenager at the house now.
That 1 teenager, and then it's gonna be a mess, empty nest. What y'all gonna do after that?
Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll find something.
I'm sure. You probably already got some ideas in mind, huh?
Definitely.
Lots of traveling.
Lots of traveling. And then, so, you know, when you speak of traveling, do you all do a lot of traveling? I think you kind of been out of the state and out of the country even, haven't you, for vacation?
Yeah, we love to travel.
Yeah, particularly like Mexico or the Caribbean, doing cruises, things of that nature. Anything to be able to get away from it all, get out of the rat race, so to speak, and just kind of recharge your buttons, so to speak, you know.
Right. Do you feel like that helps? Like when you do take those vacations, you come back, feel rejuvenated, kind of that fresh start over?
Definitely. And that also gives us those new experiences together. We have family trips, but it's also important that we have our vacation where it's just he and I. So we have that one-on-one time and get that opportunity to reconnect. So vacation is important. Now it's funny because I'm the planner. So usually I'm okay, here are the dates, here are the activities we're going to do. And he's like, I want to be spontaneous. So it's a balancing act because, you know, where one may want to relax and one may want to go on excursions and just enjoy, you know, our surroundings. So we love vacationing.
It's hard enough being at work and you have an itinerary, you got a meeting at this time, you got this at this time. When I go on vacation, I want to relax and do absolutely nothing or very minimal. And so when we get on vacation, I've got this list of things that we have planned. Okay, at 2 o'clock, we got to meet here and do this activity. At 4 o'clock, we got this activity. And it's like, I just want to sit by the pool, have a little cocktail and chill.
It's called structure.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get structure at work and structure on vacation. So
How long you guys been married?
we've been married 16 years
16 years. So we're going on 17. And of course, I have a vacation planned for our 17th anniversary, which is in September. So, you know, I plan months ahead. He appreciates it when we get there.
It's already on the calendar.
Right, let's talk about that calendar. I don't know, you know, I'm very intrigued by that calendar. How many calendars do you have now, Daciena?
Oh gosh. Okay, so we have our family calendar. It's on the side of the refrigerator, I think, still. So even though 4 of our children are adults, we still have opportunity to, put them on our schedule and our calendar as well. I am transitioning to the cell phone. So I'm transitioning slowly. Bruce has me transitioning to, the electronic age or whatever. And then I have one, of course, next to my desk at work. So yes, calendars are very important to me because again, that's that structured piece that I bring to the relationship. Now he's gotten a chance to understand that after 16 years, that's what I need in order to be happy in some structure.
Right. And I think it's so important to help you stay organized too, so you know what's going on, right? Because we know that's interesting. She's saying that the digital, she's just getting into the digital. I'm like, my phone is my calendar. And if I do not have that, a lot of things ain't gonna get done.
She'd be like, hey, you get the calendar at work? I'd be like, huh? Yeah, I got it.
I've grown to appreciate it because, like you said, Ivory, the big word for that is organized. It helps keep you organized, so you know what's going on every day of the week and even months ahead. So it helps.
Absolutely.
So y'all been married 16 years, and y'all been together how long?
19.
That's been nice.
We dated 3 years prior to getting married.
Wow.
Okay, exclusively.
That's all I had, just a number in mind.
It took a minute to get to that place because we were in places, again, we talking about the evolution, right? So we were in places where we were just getting out of other relationships. And so by the time we decided to make it exclusive, yes, 19 or 20.
And that's the only period that I count. I don't count when we first met, because when we first met, we weren't dating like that. It was like just the introduction, phone conversations here and there. You may get together every blue moon, but once we really got a chance to know each other and made it official as a relationship, like you're my woman, I'm your man, then that's when the clock started, the clock started ticking. Like, okay, we are in a relationship.
Right. Well, it's all a part of the journey to me.
Right. That's how we have evolved.
Evolve, right. And I think that's important though, Bruce. I like how you broke that down because in relationships, sometimes, people are not on the same page and it's like, what you mean we ain't official? Oh, you ain't claiming me yet? So, making sure that that's clear, just, talking to those who are out there maybe dating, like you want to make sure you understand what your status is in that relationship.
And that's the main thing that's key, not only in marriage being communication, but even when you're dating communication, because I've known people that'll say they don't know what their status is with the person that they're seeing. And it's like, how do you not know? Is that your woman? Is that your man? How do you not know? Right. You have to communicate that, because we were at a place in our quote unquote relationship where we were not exclusive. We were free to date whoever we wanted to. And then once we saw that we couldn't handle that, or we wanted something more, then we communicated that to each other. Hey, look, I don't want you to see anybody. You don't want me to see anybody. So let's make it official. We are now a couple. So right. Now we move forward with the understanding that we are responsible for each other.
Right.
I communicated that.
That's first. True. I wanted to continue playing and having fun, but she wanted to lock it down.
This is what it is. You are mine, okay? Let's set that straight. That's
but we were on the same page, so it worked out.
Yeah. And you have to be open and communicate and talk to one another. Unfortunately, a lot of relationships lack that communication. Fearful to talk to each other. And for Ruben and I, we even get to that point sometimes where we're like, man, all right, we haven't talked. Like we have to talk. You have to constantly stay on the same page. That communication.
Especially with so many moving parts. You know what I mean? When you into your career and everything.
Oh yeah.
Doing that and 7 different jobs.
You can get very consumed and you miss things. So it's very good that you all have that what sounds like that open relationship full of communication where you constantly are talking with each other, which is beautiful. And then, so going back to the evolving, what things do you foresee in the future for your relationship? Any new things, changes, especially you got that one child that'll be graduating. How different do you foresee things being when the two of you and all your children are grown?
Right. Grown and gone.
Grown and gone.
I always think of our marriage, our relationship as the age and years. So like how we discussed during those toddler or infancy years, during infancy, your 1, 2, 3, 4-year-old, all they know is what I want. That's that selfish piece of that marriage as well, because you're coming into it with your baggage and you're coming into it used to being independent, being on your own. So you're like, hey, I love you, but it's kind of really about me. And then as you grow to maybe your teen years, or that's where we are now, you're a little more mature, but you still don't know everything that you think you know.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to, as we continue to grow and to progress together, and we get to that golden 50 year to celebrate, that kind of thing, where it's like, you know what, that I don't know if I can love him any more than I do, but I'm sure that the love will continue to grow. But just the friendship piece as well, as that's important. So that's where I foresee us is being just continuously growing within our relationship, as our friendship and our marriage.
Absolutely right. And I'm glad that you said that. Friends, right? You got to first start out as friends. You know, and I mean, I think that we believe, right, that your spouse should almost be your best friend. If you know,
My best friend.
You might. And I think that's so important.
No, but seriously.
But yeah, just that communication, you know, you have to be able to be open and be able to talk to each other. And that's what friends do. They tell each other everything, you know, they're not afraid of the lashing out, or if you don't like something, you know, it's received, and then you discuss it and, you know, talk to each other. So I think that's a beautiful thing with you mentioning your relationship. Definitely have to make it make sense. So,
it's good when you love each other as husband and wife, but it's even greater when you like one another.
Yeah.
yes.
There's a big difference.
Already trying to open up a whole nother can of worms.
So it's crazy that you say that. I mean, like I said, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
being in the moment and actually being there, you know what I mean? Like, it's just important. You know, I want to be there. So that's after that.
Right.
Some people don't want to go.
I like you. I kind of like you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's key.
Big difference.
And being quarantined together now has really brought that out of a lot of relationships, where it's like, man, you know, I used to be able to go my way for 10, 12 hours a day and you do the same, but now I have to, you know, be in your presence. And you would think that would bring people closer together, but
We haven't had a chance to experience that though, because I've been working through the pandemic. So it's really been, it hasn't been a challenge or a strain on our relationship being together 24 hours a day in the same house. So we haven't had a chance to test our relationship on that level yet.
He's one of those essential workers. You are too, right?
For sure.
Y'all technicians out here, essential workers. But you know, and I think that that's important too, having that space, because when we first met, you know, we worked together, and woo, baby. When you work together, it gets real. And you know, a lot of people try to dip into your relationship and things like that. So you need those separate spaces. You do need that time, you know, to do your own thing.
You need time to miss each other.
Yeah, there you go. That's it right there. You need that time to miss each other.
Yeah, I agree.
So any special plans, you know, with it being Valentine's Day today and all, any special plans that you all have?
So for holiday,
Hold on, let me check the calendar. Let me go see this.
Oh, whatever. Okay. And I usually let him off the hook. Now I'm going to switch it up. So because historically throughout our relationship, throughout our marriage, we don't necessarily go to the calendar for holidays to say this is the special time we're going to spend together. We have our regular date nights, we have our trips, and my love language is that quality time. And so to me, I take the pressure off of him during holidays. So Valentine's Day, Christmas, I feel like we don't have to do anything because throughout the course of the entire year, we're going to concerts and spending time together and doing things that we enjoy. So let the people who feel the need on this one day of the year to go out and do their thing, because we've already done ours throughout the rest of the year. So I don't put a big emphasis on that, on Valentine's Day specifically, but we do, again, show each other love throughout the full year, and understanding each other's love language is important with that piece. So
that's a valid point. Yeah, exactly. As Ruben said, you know, we agree 100% it's the same thing. And I think that sometimes people can get so caught up in, what did you give me? You know, it's Valentine's Day, you know, they're expecting it. And it's like, you know, if you already kind of set that standard in your relationship and you already have that time that you spent together, then you don't necessarily look for anything on that particular day. So that's a very good point.
no, not to say, I think he does get flowers and cards for me, but again, those are things that he does any other day of the week. He'll surprise me with some note in my card. And that's depends on what that person wants. So if your wife, if your mate wants Valentine's Day, you better give it to her. So that's that communication piece. You on the same page. So don't go out here saying Daciena said, I don't know. You talk to your woman.
Right. No one understands.
You have to tailor it to your relationship.
Right. No one understands what's needed, what's wanted. Exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. This has been amazing. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us here on the show. Now, one final question that we have, if you all could give some advice to married couples that are out there, what type of advice would you give?
I think it's like we referred to earlier, communication. You have to talk. That's huge. That's important. You know, you can't expect someone to read your mind and say, okay, well, she knows what I'm thinking. He knows what I'm thinking. He knows how I feel about that. You have to talk. You have to communicate. Even if it's, you know, I've told him this time and time again, well, give it another time. Maybe it'll sink in after the fourth or fifth time, but communication above anything else is what I highly recommend. And I used to tell people when we were married, the 3 C's, and I'm trying to see if I can remember them now. It's commitment, of course, communication, and what was the third C? Commitment, communication.
For me, just recently, my focus has been more intentionality. So being intentional with how I spend my time, because again, we both have careers where our time is taken away a lot from each other. Or with having 5 children, you have that time where you're spending your focus on the kids. So being intentional with your primary relationship, your primary human relationship with your spouse is important. And so maybe that's where my calendar piece comes in, because it's like, hey, we have to make sure we give the attention to our marriage and making sure that the focus for it is there. So.
And those 3 C's: commitment, communication, and compromise.
All right.
Oh yeah, we can't leave that compromise out. Yeah.
You can't be selfish and be married at the same time. It's just not going to work.
Right.
It's definitely a give and take.
Absolutely.
So that's what I would advise young couples. Work on that. Work on your commitment, your communication, and being able to compromise.
Commitment, communication, and compromise. Y'all heard it right here. And also make sure you're intentional about what you do in your relationship. Yeah.
That's true. So true.
Bruce Daciena, thank you so much for joining us again. We truly appreciate you all. We ask that you enjoy your Valentine's Day. Thank you for carving out some time to talk with us on this special day here.
Thank you for having us. Good conversation.
Absolutely. And so, if you have not already subscribed, please be sure to click the button down below to subscribe to our page. You also want to look us up on social media. We're on Instagram and also on Facebook. Talk show Ruben and Ivory's Journey in the Making. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.